Hello everyone. So this is part 6 of our series 76 jQuery library methods to make your jQuery Pro. So in the part 5 we discussed about the animate method where we saw some of the possibilities what animate method can do. So in part 6 as I said that I'll be covering the callbacks for all the methods, be it fade in, fade out, fade toggle, slide. So all these animate methods, not sorry, if all these animation methods actually have some callbacks. So what are callbacks? So I'll explain you in this tutorial. So let's get started. So in this video, I have actually taken a simple button with animate as the text, and I have a div tag with class is equal to box, and the CSS for box class is this. So width, height 200 200 and background color of black, padding. So if I go back to my web page and if I refresh, so this is what we have on the web page. So let's add some animation when I click on this animate button. So if I come here and I have taken anim button, so $.anim button dot click function, and I'll add some animation. So $.box dot animate the properties. So property I want to add here is width. So let's say I'm passing width of 400px, and I want to pass it the timer, so 1 second. So it will take 1 second to animate the width to 400 pixel. So let's see the animation. So if I go back and refresh and if I click on animate, so it will animate the div tag to 400 pixel width. So that was simple. We already discussed that in my previous tutorial. So let's go back to our code here. So and we also talk about that if you remove this timer and you can pass a configuration object of duration. So let's say I'm passing 1 second, so it will work the same. So if I refresh, animate, 1 second, the code is same. So I am undoing the changes, and let's say we have 1000. So after 1000, what I can do is I can pass another function. So this is function. So now animate have three different arguments. One is the CSS property, second is the timer, and the third one is the function. So this function that I have written here is actually a callback function. So what are callback functions? So when the animation is complete, so this function will be called automatically. So for animate, this function will always call automatically whenever this animate method completes its animation. So when will it complete the animation? It will complete the animation after 1 second. So this will be called. Code here will be called. So let's say if I write alert animation is completed. So let's say if I write this. So when the animation is complete, width is changed to 400 pixel after 1 second. So this alert should show up on the web page. So if I save and refresh, and if I click on animate, you see we got animation is complete. So this is what the callback function is triggering. It is triggering the alert box. So we can do anything inside the callback function. Let's say if I remove the alert and if I write $this dot css background color as red. So I want to change the background color of this div tag after the animation have been completed. So if I go back, refresh, animate, so it will change the background color. So this will always point to the element on which the animation was called. So animate method was called on $.box. So this will always point to the box element, not the animate button where the event is triggered. So in animate case, the $this, which is inside the callback function, it always points to the box. So this is simple, right? And let's say after this background color changes, I want to change the height to 400 px. So you can do anything inside the callback like we were doing in all other parts of the jQuery. So if I click on animate again, so width and height, instantaneously it has changed the height to 400 pixel, right? So this is what the callback function is. So this is actually not just a callback function, we can pass more functionality uh, here in the animate method. So let's say if I comment this complete code and I want to do some other thing. When we click on the box, sorry, the anim button, so what I want to do is now dollar dot box dot animate, and I want to animate the width to 400 px. We'll just talk about width, so that is the basic thing. And we do pass timer here, right? And I, like previously in my previous tutorial, I said that if you remove the timer, you can actually pass a configuration object, and the timer will be duration. So duration is 1 second. And I do talked about queue. So if you want to refer what queue does, so you can refer my previous video, part 5. So I will not cover queue here. So what I'll do is I will pass complete. So complete is another property in the configuration object, which is a function, complete function. So here complete is again a callback after the animation is completed. So what we passed here in this function, which was the callback function previously, we will be passing the same thing here, complete. So complete is a property which simply states, as the name suggests, that it will be called, this function will be called after the animation have been completed. So complete. So if I copy this whole thing again and if I pass those things here, so I want to change the CSS. Oh, sorry, something is wrong with my keyboard. What is happening? So, oh god. So let's say if I indent this properly here. So what I'm doing is in the complete function, $this.css, background color to red and height to 400 pixel. So if I save this and if I refresh, animate, you can see it works the same thing. So it has animated the div tag to 400 pixel width and the height to 400 pixel. So it is the same thing. So if you pass it like this, that's a shortcut method for the callback, and this is via the configuration object, duration and complete. And along with complete, actually the configuration object has multiple properties, multiple key value pair. So after the complete is done, so I want to pass another configuration object, which is progress function. So progress is actually called, sorry for function brackets, yeah. So progress is actually called when the, oh god, so when the animation is in progress, while the animation is still in progress, this function will be called again and again. So let's say when the progress function is calling, so I want to do console.log animating, and when it is completed, so when the finally animation is complete, I want to do console.log animation is complete. I want to do this, animation is complete. So let's review this again. So when in the configuration object I have passed duration, and I have passed complete function, which is called after the animation has completed, and there's also configuration object, the property which is progress, progress function, and this will be called when the animation is still in progress. So this will called when the animation progress, and this will be called after the animation have been completed. So let's look at both the things. So if I save and refresh, and if I go to my console, so you can see that when I click on animate, so you see this animating, animating 62 times, and animation is complete after the animation has actually completed. So if you look at it again, if I click on animate, animating, animation is complete. So this is how it works. Great. So let's say in the progress function I want to do something. What I want to do is I want to do $this dot html. So I want to add some HTML into the div tag which is animating. So $this dot html, or if I simplify this code, let div width is equal to $this dot width. So we have a method in jQuery, so I'll cover this method later. We have a method in jQuery which is called the width method, and it calculates the width of the div tag. So what I want to do is when the animation is in progress, I want to calculate the width of the div tag each time when this progress is being called, and I want to display that width inside the div tag itself. So take the div width and display it inside the HTML of the div tag. So let's see what this is working. So if I click on animate, oh, okay, so there's a problem since the text is black and initially the div tag was also black in color. So what I'll do is I'll change the text color to white. So let's check this again. So if I click on animate, so you can see that it was actually displaying the width of the div tag each time when the animation was in progress, and finally when it is completed, so we have the final width of 400 pixel, and we have all other CSS properties which we have written in the complete function. So animate 400, right? So you can actually play around with complete and progress function, and inside progress you can do anything you want. So okay, so let's add one more thing. So what I want to do is now I want to write an if condition here. So let if div width is uh, equal to let's say 300 px, 300 or just 300, it's not px, so it's a numeric value. So if div width is 300, I want to change the background color. So $this dot css background, sorry, css background color to be, let's say, yellow. So I hope this is not over complicating you guys. So I mean, I just did step by step. Complete is working separately, its functionality. So what complete does is complete changes the background color to red when the animation has finally completed to 400 pixel width, right? And the progress function is called when the div tag is still in progress of the animation, and we are displaying the width of this div tag into the div tag itself. And in somewhere in between I have written a condition when the div width is 300, so it should change the color to yellow. So what it will do is there will be 3 steps here. So first step will be that the div has our color black, which is the initial color, and then the progress function is calling whenever the div tags animation is in progress. So it will again and again check if the div width is 300. If the div tags width is 300, so it will change the background color from black to yellow. And finally, after all of this thing, when the animation is complete, it will change the background color to red. So there will be 3 background color changes: black, yellow, and finally red. So let's see, or if you want, I can slow down the animation duration. So let's say if I pass 3 seconds, so it will take longer, so we can see it clearly. So if I click on animate now, 200, so Oh, something is wrong, something is not working here. Background color red. So if we look at it again, okay, animate, background color didn't came up here. So what is wrong? Let me check. Progress function dollar this dot width, if div width is 300 equal to 300, this dot css background color to be yellow. If div width is this, div width is this, then this dot css background color to yellow. This is fine, this is fine. Dollar this dot width we are displaying complete. What is wrong? So if div width is 300, let's say if I display an alert here, alert, okay, anything, so this alert should come up. If this is not coming, I mean, so this condition is failing somewhere. So if I refresh and animate, yeah, that condition is failing, so it never gets called. Why? Div width dollar this dot width, div width is 300. So is this making a problem? No. Div width is 300, then alert, okay. What is wrong here? So let me pause the video. I'll continue the video again. Let me check what exactly is wrong. So I mean, I was actually doing all this code from scratch, so something is wrong which I cannot figure it right now. So let me pause the video and I'll come back very soon. So guys, I finally figured out the issue. I mean, you won't believe it. It is really a ridiculous issue, and how that happened. So what is happening is, if I go back to my web page, if I refresh it, and if I click on animate, so what I was doing is $this.html div width, and if I was comparing div width is triple equal to 300. So when the div width is 300, do this background color to yellow. So let's do one thing. Before the if tag, what I'm doing, sorry, if condition, what I'm doing is console.log div width. So let's see what exactly the div width is going in the div tag. So if I save, if I refresh, and we will look into the console. So if I animate, so you see that div width is increasing, and we have finally 400. So if I track back to here, so you see div width is 298.312, and after that the next div width was 300.312, so which is not equal to 300, it is greater than 300, and this value is smaller than 300, and my condition was when the div width is equal to 300, which is never falling. So you see, I mean, there's always a learning no matter what experience you carry, and this is the thing that is happening here, and I could not actually figure that out what is happening. So this is the problem. So what I'll do is, we will not compare the div width to exactly 300. So what I'll say is, if div width is greater than 300 and the div width is less than 400, so from 300 to 400 in between, I want to do this thing, background color to yellow. So if we look at it, and I'm removing the console, save, refresh, and if I go back to web page now, and if I click on animate, great. So this is how it works. So it turned yellow, and then it has turned to 400 back. So that was the problem. We should not compare equal to value to something when we are dealing with such scenarios. So it's better to make a range greater than 300, and till what you want to check this condition, div width is less than 400. Oh god, so this was the problem. So yeah, so I think the progress function is now clear to you, and you can simply play around with all the CSS properties you like for the animate method. uh, okay, so what I'm doing is I am giving you one more example or one more animation. So we will play with animation one more time, and any button click function. So if I remove all this thing from here now, so we again have the basic code back, and if I refresh we have the black div tag, and I am doing some changes in the CSS here. So width height is fine, background is fine, padding is fine, color is fine. So I'm doing position as absolute, left to maybe 10 pixel, and top to 50 pixel. So just random values. So let's see where our div tag is. So here we have the div tag, top 50, left 10. Yeah, 10. So I want to add some more animation. So let's say if I click on the button, I want the div tag to move around the web page, this, then bottom, then left, and then back to its initial position. So this is just an animation, uh, nothing in the code that I'll be changing. So dollar this, sorry, dollar dot box dot animate. So you can pass anything in the animate method. Animate, not width actually, left. So let left I want 600 px. So I'll just change the left to 600 pixel initially. And what you can actually do is you can actually do the chaining of animate method. So after this animate, I want to do another animate dot animate again. So this time I want to change the top to initially we have 50, so let's say I'll do 250 pixel. When this is complete, I'll again do animate top. So I want to do left back to 10 pixel, and then again dot animate. I want to change the top to back to 50 pixel. Yeah, so currently I'm doing the chaining of animate method. So box.animate left I'm changing, then top, then left back to 10, and then top back to 50. So let's see how this animation is working. So if I go back to my web page, if I refresh, if I click on animate, so you see the tag has animated. So click again, this animation. So you can do animate chaining or the animation chaining in jQuery. So let's say finally I want to do fade out. So I want to hide this div tag finally when the whole animation is complete. So if I refresh, animate, gone, and fade out. After that I want again fade in. So you can play with any number of methods you can chain. So if I refresh, animate, fade out, fade in, this is fine. So even the fade out and fade in, like I said, that they also have a callback function. So fade out 1 second, fade in 1 second, fade in 1 second, and then when fade out is complete, you can pass a configuration object, sorry, not configuration object. So you can simply pass a callback function if you want to use a shortcut callback function. So when the fade out is complete, I want to console.log div is faded out, and then when it comes back function, let's say I want to change the background color, $this dot css background color to red. Let's say I want to change the background color to red when the finally the div tag fades in. So again I play around with all those things. So if I go back to my web page, refresh, animate, fade out, fade in. So you see that when diff tag faded out, it says div is faded out, and then when it faded in back, so it has changed the background color to red. So this is how you can apply a callback function like this one in fade out, fade in, or you can use slide or toggle, anything. So you can always pass a callback function, or you can remove this timer and you can pass a configuration object like we passed in the animate method previously. So you can look at the video somewhere from between where I did that. So this is how you can play around with animations in jQuery. So I think this is what animations in jQuery can do. So I think this is it for the video, and if you really like this tutorial, then do hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can get updated with all the latest videos that I'm uploading in future. So thank you guys, thank you so much.